all year you've been saying Rich Scangarello is trash.
Trash.
And
why?
You've been campaigning for a coach that actually played quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I really use that against Rich Scangarello.
Yeah, no, you were like,
you never played
why don't they have a guy
level.
that actually played quarterback? That
At any level, Rich Scangarello, he was like a second baseman or something. It's like,
yeah,
what?
Yeah.
So yeah, so I made this big thing, and Kyle's like, all right. First of all, I really value quality control. That's why I constantly promote from within. And you're the best quality control guy. That's why I have the jacket. And he watches the show and he's like, all right, well, I'm just going to do what Grant says. Let me bring in the best quarterback my dad and I know who no longer is playing. Boom, Brian Griese. And now Grant has the audacity to say you want someone with coaching experience. Make up your mind, Grant.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, you didn't say you said quarterback experience. You didn't say coaching experience.
True. I know, like, what magical unicorn am I looking for out here? I understand what he's saying. It is my fault. I made this whole thing. Scangarello's out. Rich is probably in Kentucky being like, man, I would still be with the Niners right now if Grant hadn't opened up his big fat mouth. But he did. And now Kyle, big fan of the Cohn Zone, ships me out to Kentucky and brings in Brian Griese, who's never been a coach. Oh, but he played the position. Well, fine. I should have been more specific.
Yeah.
I feel like Brian Griese would have been a better coach for Jimmy Garoppolo because they both kind of have that mediocre mid skill set. You know what I'm saying? Like Brian Griese was Jimmy Garoppolo before Jimmy Garoppolo. So I think you have so many people trying to teach Trey Lance how to be Jimmy Garoppolo. It's sad.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is, but most coaches or quarterback coaches, and you've talked about this before, like are guys that weren't like super talented or great players, because if you were a great player and all that, you made a ton of money, and who wants to sit here and grind as a coach when you already have like $65 million or whatever in the bank? Like that's not like Steve Young doesn't want to sit here and grind every day. I don't think so.
I'm surprised Griese does. The only reason I think Griese does is because I think he thinks he's gonna get promoted quickly and he could be a head coach or a coordinator someday.
It's possible, or maybe he's always had aspirations to coach and just
to work 90 hours a week for $85K. I don't know about that. Is that what they pay? I don't even think I don't know how much.
I don't know. They're not paying 85. They're not paying 85K. I know.
He probably got 150. Probably got 150. He probably got 150.
I don't know, but like a coach in a coaching conference that I went to said he was.
No, he got four.
He was getting, as the linebacker coach for the Miami Dolphins, he was 10. I don't know. This was when Saban was there. He was getting like 250.
Okay. Yeah, I think what did they say that Embry got cut? It was probably from like $1 million to $400. Probably 400,000 is a going rate for a position coach. 400K. That's good. But I bet you Griese was making more at freaking Monday Night Football. Probably making millions. Yeah, I would say. Probably. Anyway, but I apologize for opening my mouth. I should have been more specific. I should have said hire someone with a skill set similar to, but that's fine. I mean, maybe Griese will be good. I don't know. It seems like I think Kyle looks at, well, real quick, the number one tutor of quarterback throwing mechanics in the world never played quarterback. He was a pitcher, Tom House. That's true. And so I think what Kyle's looking at is like all the mechanics work is done in the offseason away from the facility. During the year, you don't have that much time in practice anymore. And the kind of guys he's hiring for quarterback coaches is just guys who are like coordinators in training, guys that he can promote and, put under his quarterback umbrella tree. Maybe he just looks at that. It's just like another place for a smart up and coming coordinator, not necessarily a mechanics guru. Seems like Kyle uses the off season for that. Maybe he's wrong, but that seems like to be his strategy.
Yeah, I mean, but I do think, Griese did play. He played 11 years in the NFL. Like he's got a knowledge of mechanics. Hey, he made more Pro Bowls than
Dad was Bob Griese.
Right. And he made a Pro Bowl.
He once led the league in quarterback rating one year. He only played 10 games that year.
Yeah.
But he did it.
Right. I mean, it is like he did play in the NFL, started the team. So he actually can lend something to Trey Lance, and with it, he's got actual credibility. Like I don't know. I don't necessarily think it's a bad hire. I don't think it's not the best hire, but it's to be determined.
He's a person. It's a hire. You can't deny that. Michael says you guys are turning me into a Jimmy sympathizer, but Jimmy has a better win percentage than any other quarterback in franchise history not named Montana and Young. That's including the postseason. Play the kid. Jimmy facts. Yeah. Jimmy fact. That's kind of like the Snapple facts when you would drink the Snapple and there would be a fact under it, and you'd be like, "Is that true?" And they weren't. I think they were all just lies.
Yeah.
And that really upset me when I was a kid. Is there a player you were eyeing on in free agency? Yeah, Rasul Douglas.
I was gonna say Justin Reed.
Justin Reed. Yep. DBs. Rodgers back with Green Bay just landed. Oh my God! Shut it down. Everything.